Hey guys, Zack Kinslow. You may know him, but you may not know him by face. He is one of the content producers at Foundr.com. And today, we're gonna vlog. So, Zack, welcome to the vlog, man.
How's it going?
Actually, more importantly, welcome to Australia.
Thank you.
So you're from New York?
Yeah.
Yeah?
The furthest you could possibly go before you start getting closer.
Yeah, exactly. I normally think about it more like LA to Perth is the equivalent of New York to Melbourne.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you got to go cross country one way. You either go cross country in Australia or you go cross country in the US. Very cool to have you here, man. So this is your second visit to Australia?
Yeah. Came for the first time in January.
Yep.
And then this time around, working with Foundr magazine on a couple of shoots for courses. So yeah, I've been here almost a whole month.
Fantastic.
At this point.
And when do you head back to the States?
This weekend.
Wow.
Yeah. Just
Long
a few
haul.
more days and one more shoot.
Long haul. Yeah, I think you guys are in here on Thursday, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much for having us.
Of course. So for those of you that haven't been following along and this is your first time to the vlog, we have a really nice relationship. Actually, Nathan set the tone. So Nathan from Foundr, Foundr magazine, he set the tone with his content. Started following that in probably, I want to say like 2014, 2015 maybe, maybe. And,
something like that, yeah.
And I didn't know that I didn't know Foundr was founded in Australia.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And so I've been following it because I lived in Los Angeles for 8.5 years, following along, thinking it was a Silicon Valley tech startup, coverage. And lo and behold, they're founded here in Melbourne, but they have content producers like yourself on different parts of the globe.
Yeah, we're right down the street on Chapel Street.
Yeah.
So right in the heart of town in Paran. But we have maybe 7 people here. We have maybe 15 or 20 other people around the world. Yeah. So we have people who manage the magazine, writers, editors, and I'm sort of building out the New York presence. Yep. But that's awesome that you thought it was already
US based.
Yeah,
but that was probably my lack of education, nothing else.
Yeah, so I'm Nathan and I are starting to build out the New York presence and developing a lot of course content, a lot of educational content that's actionable and battle tested for entrepreneurs on just how to start and grow their businesses. Yeah,
it's amazing. And so, you're specifically writing a lot of the courses?
Yeah.
Are you getting inspiration from different spaces and places?
Yeah, it's a good question. I'm kind of the soup to nuts producer for the courses. I mean, we work with some killer teams, depending on where the instructor's based. But my background is I spent a couple years at Skillshare, which is an online learning platform for the creative community, and sort of parlayed that into the entrepreneurship space, where we're very focused on courses like marketing, scaling, productivity, e-commerce, you name it. So so working with the teachers and identifying who the right teachers are for our community, all the way through to writing the content with them and handling all of the production elements and post-production and marketing and just bringing it all the way through to sharing it with the world.
I love it. What are the biggest fundamental differences or the gaps that you see between, maybe not necessarily New York, although you hail from New York? Were you born and raised in New York?
Yeah, the far off land called New Jersey. So just a couple hours south.
Not far. To Australia, I mean, have you noticed is there a talent gap? Is there a hunger gap? Is there an entrepreneurial gap?
That's an interesting question. I don't know if I have an answer for that one because every city you go to has a different sort of flavor. Sure. As you probably saw in LA, there's everyone's super laid back. Nobody's going to work before 10 a.m. But the
they
film
also stay
industry
there. They stay late.
Yeah, for sure. The film industry, like that's where it's at. Video, etc. New York, again, unique flavor. It's like very scrappy. It's. I guess in my world, the difference might be in LA you go to make it and become one thing.
Yep.
In New York, you kind of have to do a lot of different things and grind it out and just be sort of a jack of all trades. But yeah, it's just there's nothing like it. I mean, New York, it's hard to compare to anything else, but Melbourne, I haven't seen necessarily like a talent gap or anything like that. It's more like there's this huge opportunity here because people are starting to get on board with, you know, realizing, holy shit, I can say shit, right?
Bloody yeah.
It's the internet.
This is Australia, man. We don't care.
You can probably say it 3 times as much.
Don't worry about it.
So yeah, it's. I think there's people that are having that aha moment, like I should start my own business because maybe before it was like, you know, there's a nice quality of life here. There's, you know, I'm not saying people aren't entrepreneurial. There's a ton of hidden entrepreneurs that are just waiting to happen.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're finding with Foundr in the community. It's like all these people are coming out of the woodwork, like, holy shit, I want to start a business too, be my own boss, and just like kind of build my empire. Yeah. And you're probably finding that at the Creative Cubes, like a lot more people popping up.
Yeah, we see a lot of people coming in here, and what blows my mind is the different, like, I don't even know if they're fully formed industries that some of these guys are making money from.
Yeah.
Like it's truly incredible. You know, they're pushing the envelope on new ideas and innovation, and tech is an element to that. But I'm curious to know, you know, Foundr, one assumes as a consumer you guys have a worldwide following. Mm-hmm. Have you got pockets where you're a lot stronger than others, or a lot more visible than others?
Yeah, I mean, it's a global community, so and being founded here, there's obviously a lot of Australians in the community, and there's a lot of US and a ton in Europe, so like, you know, UK, Germany, etc. I mean, we don't really we don't have certain like targets either way. There's also a lot of Canada. It's basically anybody who wants to start or grow their business. So I don't really think there's geographic lines around that, but yeah, it's definitely a global community. A big part of it in Australia, US, Canada, UK. Yeah, those are probably the major ones. But
Good
there's
on
people.
you guys.
Yeah, there's people from like, you know, Nigeria. And
what's really cool,
stuff.
yeah, of course. There's people from Nigeria in my inbox right now, offering me millions of dollars from the Prince of wherever. I get a friend of mine. He always, every day, maybe every other day. Because every day would be too much work for him. But every other day, I get a Foundr quote DM to me via Instagram.
Oh, that's cool.
He sends it to me. So he'd be pretty chuffed seeing one of the Foundr crew on the vlog. I sent him a link to Nathan's vlog. Mm-hmm. I'll send him a link to this vlog here.
Nice.
You know, for me as a consumer on the consumer side, like I get to see you guys because maybe not Zack every day, but you know, David and Nate and people from the team are in and out of here on a weekly. Yeah, which is great because
it's like our second home.
Yeah, well,
my third home.
Yeah, I'd like to think that Nate may make it his home soon enough, but in time. I love the inspirational quotes. I love the content. I love the hustle. I love the go get 'em. Mm-hmm. Where do you guys, where do you, as a content producer, where do you find where are you getting your fuel from?
I think what separates us and the stuff that I do is that it's actionable, and that it's proven and battle tested by practitioners in their field. So. The inspirational quotes are cool and all, like there's a lot of that out there in the world, and that's sort of the surface level, but really when you get deeper than that, it's like, oh, this is an entire strategy that's proven, and you're gonna like hold my hand play by play and take me through it, and you've done it 4 times before, and that's why I'm listening to you. Like those are the sort of people that we work with on educational content, and it's like we don't stop with surface level. We have to cut through all the other bullshit that's out there. There's a lot. I'm not going to name any names of publications, but there's a lot of like light fluff. And Foundr historically has always gone much deeper, much more in depth with the magazine and with the blog, and now with courses as well. So if you can imagine that same sort of style where it's just like we're going deeper than anybody else, this is action based, you walk away with, you know, a game plan, and you can literally build your business or scale your business.
Yep.
So actionable, proven and tested, and true practitioners in their field, not just a celebrity. Like, we might not even have the most famous person teaching, but they're the most skilled.
And so you draw inspiration from those learnings, and that keeps you
Me personally?
Yeah.
I think me personally, I have two other motivations aside from just helping entrepreneurs. I mean, one is a personal vendetta against the broken education system in the U.S.
I'm sure we were separated at birth, bro. Maybe not in the US, but like I get it. Like I get there's a disconnect. As a student, in school, I don't want to say I didn't like school. It just didn't speak to me.
Yeah.
And my teachers constantly said, "You'll amount to nothing if you continue in this way." And now in hindsight, and sort of like nearly 20 years since I finished school, I look at it and say, that shit just didn't speak to me. That's why I wasn't engaged.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm right there with you on this disconnect on the curriculum at a school level or college level potentially.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it, and I agree with you that. So my sort of vendetta is it's broken in two ways. It's broken because there's a student debt crisis, at least in the U.S. I know other countries it's a little bit different, but we go to school, we get our degree, and we leave with not even a job in that field or a job that can pay off said debt.
Yeah.
And then people are sort of in lifelong debt, and they have to put off the other components of life and living that life that they want to live.
Yeah.
The other broken part is what you pointed out precisely, which is the curriculum. We're sort of teaching people not the wrong things, but the wrong format.
Yeah, sure.
If you can imagine, the way school is taught now, you got 150 to 100 people in a room teaching them the same stuff, the same way that we did it when we were in like an industrial revolution, and that was so that you could get a job in an assembly line.
Yeah.
And those aren't the jobs people want. They don't even want a job that exists necessarily. They're going to have to create their own job or create their own company or sort of envision or acquire the skills that are going to future-proof them.
Yeah.
There has to be a new way of teaching that, whether it's personalizing it to online courses or figuring out just the skills that are future-proof that people actually need to learn tomorrow, not like what was in the 1800s or whatever.
Yeah, totally get it. I think there's something there, and you guys may or may not already be doing it around consumption by the person. So I choose to consume this because this interests me versus I've got to sit in this class and this course to just get a piece of paper to maybe try and get a job from it. So I love that. I definitely think the system is broken in that way. I've got to be careful about what I say because I'm very close to a couple of big universities here in Australia that are trying to push into this world because they want to embrace this as the new frontier for work or the future of work. In fact, tonight I'm sitting on a panel about on the topic of the future of work. And so I see the efforts of them coming in and the big corporates coming in to take space here and learn about innovation and tech in a different light. And by the way, it's not exclusively innovation and tech, but it's just different ways of going to work and making a living and making stuff happen. So respectfully, this I can't generalize because I see the efforts coming in from these big universities. But I 100% align with you in saying that it is broken in some way, and that would give me enough fuel in my belly to do what you do, right?
Yeah, there's definitely, don't get me wrong, there's something extremely valuable about going to university. I mean, I loved every minute, every year that I went, especially from a social aspect.
I was about to say.
It kind of changes your life.
Sure.
So I encourage...
Where did you go to college?
I went to Rowan University.
Where's that?
It's just outside of Philadelphia.
Okay.
And yeah,
not too far.
I went for advertising.
But did you commute or did you stay on campus down there?
I stayed on campus.
Okay.
So there's that whole social element to education that you just can't really explain to somebody when you're telling them, when they're deciding whether or not to commit to full-time school. But
sure.
I think what we're offering is not replacing anything. It's complementing and
Enhancing.
supplementing. Yeah. It's enhanced, it's continued education, but I mean, we have even people in the community that are like scaling their e-com businesses at age 17. Like it's kind of nuts. Like some people decide early on that the box isn't right for me, and I need to create my own box or just bust outside of the existing rules.
That's me, man.
So I'm not gonna say like that person should, what they should or shouldn't do, and they're kind of choosing to consume our content and to skill up on certain things.
Very cool, man. Well, I'm so glad that you got the chance to come hang here. I'm so glad we got a chance to like rub shoulders and talk shop a little bit. I have a lifetime subscription to Foundr, so I'll be watching and consuming all I can in every down moment that I've got. Guys, I'm gonna link Foundr's details so that you can jump on. If you're not already following, definitely start following. Zack, all the best, man. Travel safe. I don't think I'll be on the East Coast, but I'm coming to the West Coast soon. So,
cool.
Hopefully you're here before I'm there, and hopefully we get to see a lot more of you down here.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing you in either part of the world.
For sure, man. Thanks for coming on the vlog. This is the awkward part of the segment. Zack's gonna sit here. I'm gonna go swing around, turn off the camera, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thanks for listening.